first rental that I ever bought was a turnkey rental from the guy on the other side of
From
that
this
camera
guy,
right there.
from this guy, bud. It was a good
Yeah,
one too.
yeah.
I set you up good, bud. In my opinion, rental properties are definitely a hedge against inflation and a safe asset class, and it's a actual asset commodity that you have versus some other things out there like stocks and whatnot.
Yeah, actually, the first rental that I ever bought was a turnkey rental from the guy on the other side of
From
that
this
camera
guy,
right there.
from this guy, bud. It was a good
Yeah,
one too.
yeah.
I set you up good, bud. Super
Yeah,
good, actually.
he was flipping houses at the time and had put a property manager in place and found a sucker like me out of state to buy it from him. But it turned out
Wow.
quite well over that period. That was back in 2017. And I sold it last year for over 100% gain. Bought it for 63,000,
Boom.
3 bedroom,
You're
one bath,
welcome. You're
and
welcome.
ended up selling it for around 140K. So
Boom.
quite a nice
Boom.
gain right there. But started out a little
Yeah.
bit rough. I think 3 months in, I had a tree fall and it ripped up my whole driveway. And so I was looking at Mark like, dude, did you purposefully flip this tree over,
And
man?
oh
Yeah.
my God. And later come to find out that wasn't even your driveway.
Yeah, somebody went to buy it and it turns out that the property line, I don't know why he would do it. It's just an odd request. He did a property line search
Super,
and
super weird.
it turned out my driveway wasn't even part of my property. And so I ended up having to concede that at closing to like have somebody be able to create a new driveway because the
And
owner of that plot of
yeah,
land wanted to just keep it, I guess, for whatever reason, didn't even want me to have that driveway. So it was an odd.
yeah, makes zero sense why one of the previous owners even built a driveway on a lot that they didn't own.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
I think the idea was that they owned both and then just decided to put it wherever, I guess is the idea.
Oh, dude, he did own both, but he lost that one to tax sale. And then
Yeah.
somebody ended up buying it from tax sale. Yeah.
So, I mean, either way, it didn't make any sense. Like why you have two plots of land, why you're going to put it sort of like halfway in between. So anyway, that tree ripped it up and
Anyways,
I had to pay
yeah.
for somebody else's driveway. So I did feel like a sucker at that time when Mark put me through that, but it turned out good. And obviously,
Yeah.
and I stayed in contact and jumped into multifamily together a couple of years later. But in general, I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity for somebody getting their feet wet for real estate. You're not taking on a bunch of
Exactly, yeah.
projects all at once. Like even just figuring out how you go get a mortgage, how you go through the process, all of that. Once you go through it, it's relatively simple. But when you haven't ever done that before in your life, it's nerve-wracking. You're spending a bunch of money. It just ends up being a concerning process that once you get your feet wet and get some turnkeys in place, you start to dip your toes in the water of getting a little more adventurous and getting some projects that need a little love to them, get some value add.
Yeah, I was gonna say for our fund, there's a decent amount of people that invest in our fund that started out buying turnkey properties. Happened to be from me, but they started out buying turnkey properties and then they kind of realized what they want to do. Some have they bought turnkeys and then they realized, hey, I don't want to manage this. I don't want the physical asset, things like that. I'd rather invest passively. So it's definitely a good step, like you said, to just get your feet wet and then from there start to figure out what you like and what you don't like.